Iran's nationwide uprising marked its 63rd day today, Thursday, November 17, and the third day of a national strike commemorating the bloody November uprising of 2019, as people from all walks of life continued their protests through strikes, rallies, and gatherings, and attacks against the regime in its entirety. As regime security forces escalate their deadly crackdown against the Iranian people, more protesters are being killed by the suppressive forces. The people are also showing unprecedented resilience by bold and ferocious attacks on government offices and any official link to the regime. IRGC and paramilitary Basij sites have been ransacked and torched in multiple cities during the past few days and today. Protesters have fended off increasingly lethal attacks by security units and forced them to flee while torching their vehicles and motorcycles. Security buildings in many cities across the country, especially in Kurdish regions, have fallen into protesters' hands. Video clips showed that today an IRGC Colonel and several other SSF personnel and plainclothes agents were punished in beatings by angry protesters. Commercial and industrial sectors, including powerful merchants in the traditional bazaars of Iran, expanded their strikes for a third consecutive day in Tehran and at least 15 other locations. The famous bazaars of Tehran, Isfahan, and Tabriz all closed in a general shutdown in protest to the regime's crackdown. Other cities where strikes were reported included Ilam, Rask, Surak, Qazvin, Bandar Abbas, Gorgan, Kamyaran, Marivan, Jabanrud, Ravansar, and Khorramabad. Huge demonstrations in Sanandaj and Bukan in the early hours of Thursday forced regime security forces to the city fringes, and citizens chanted slogans against the regime and overtook government centers. Activists in Bukan reported that protesters came to the streets, establishing roadblocks and taking control of their districts as unrest continued in this city of northwest Iran. The city has seen some very fierce clashes since the morning. Security forces opened fire on protesters, and locals reported that at least one person had been killed. Protesters in Sanandaj set up roadblocks and clashed with security forces. In at least 8 districts of Tehran, people came out in huge numbers to protest and chant anti-regime slogans, including "Death to the dictator," "Freedom, freedom, freedom," "This is the year Sayyid Ali Khamenei is overthrown," "So many years of crimes," "Death to the mullah's regime." Protests were also reported in Mashhad, Arak, Shiraz, Masal, Saqqez, Sanandaj, Semirom, Bagh-Malik, Pardis, Karaj, Orumiyeh, Behshar, Bijar, Abdanan, where they were the scenes of protests and clashes. People were chanting "Death to the dictator," "Death to Khamenei," "Mullahs must get lost." In several cities, clashes broke out between the protesters and the security forces. NCRI President-elect Mrs. Maryam Rajavi called on the United Nations Security Council and the European Union to put an end to their inaction. She added that negotiating and dealing with a regime which remains in power only through massacres and crimes is a mockery of universally recognized principles of human rights. Thank you very much for listening.